Hi, welcome to the Belly Brain Connection. I'm Hannah Winans. I'm a certified functional nutrition counselor, and I'm on a mission to help educate people about the connection between their gut health and mental well-being. Thank you so much for tuning in. I believe that our gut health is a cornerstone to our overall health, and when you nourish your body, you nourish your mind. This is episode 6. I appreciate you being back. It's just after Christmas. I hope you guys all had a great holiday, enjoyed the goodies, enjoyed the family time. I hope you had lots of laughs and lots of fun. I know that this is that weird week in between Christmas and New Year's where you're not quite sure what to do and not quite sure what day it is. And there's probably leftover treats and chocolates and things hanging out around your house. And you're not sure if you should take the tree down yet. At least that's where I know I'm at. But it's also a really good opportunity to start kind of preparing for the next year and also taking these kind of down days to really work on the plan for how you're going to treat yourself next year. So I had something really interesting happen this year. This is the first year where, of course, I ate the treats and I, succumbed to all the goodies. But this was the first year that my gut wasn't a total mess. And I can't believe it. I was fully prepared to pay the price if I had the treats. And I was prepared to do that. I was like, okay, well, I know how to rebuild my gut. If I indulge in all the stuff, and I don't feel good, afterwards, I know how to rebuild that. So that was kind of my strategy going into this season because I really didn't want to feel deprived. And it's just too hard to be militant during the holidays. But what was fascinating is that every day I kept thinking, okay, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have this chocolate, I'm going to have this cocktail, I'm going to pay for it tomorrow. And then tomorrow would come and I'm like, I feel strangely well. And so I really, really think that it's because I've rebuilt my gut to where I can handle a few days of having fun. And I'm not advocating that, well, you rebuild your gut and you can just eat whatever you want. But my point is that there was last Christmas, I mean, if I would have had 2 cookies, I would have been so reactive and felt so horrible. And I felt like that the whole season. And so for me to be able to enjoy some goodies and not have it wreak havoc on my system is huge. And interestingly enough, I just got my gut health test results back. This is my second time doing that test. I did it 4 years ago when I first started on this gut health adventure, and my results basically came back that my gut was in poor condition. And I just retook that test and got it back, and it says it's in good condition. So I am proof that you can rebuild your gut and you can feel better. And I'm not saying this as a brag. I just hopefully you're taking it as a bit of encouragement. And so, and we're all at different phases of, where we are with our gut health, but it really can work. And so I'm just super excited about that. But anyways, that's not what the point of this podcast is today, but I did just kind of want to share that with you because that was definitely a success and kind of an aha moment for me. So on today's podcast, I have a few things I want to cover, and I'm going to try and keep it down to 15 minutes. So I have a lot to pack in. But first off, I want to go over the book, This Is Your Brain on Food by Dr. Naidoo. I talked a little bit about it last week. It's great. There's so much information in here. All I'm going to be able to do is hit the high points. But the idea is that you'll take enough away from what I'm telling you and the nuggets that I have that you will want to check out the book yourself. For those of you who can't see me, who aren't watching this on video, I'm holding the book up and you can see all my sticky tabs. So tons of great information. If you're in Humboldt County, you want to borrow the book, I'm happy to loan it out. If you want to purchase the book, you can go to bellybrain.com and there's a direct link to Amazon to where you can purchase it. So we'll talk about the book. I also wanted to clarify a couple things about the Belly Brain Project. This was the first week that I rolled it out on social media, and I had such amazing response and so much encouragement, which was great. But I realized as I'm doing this, and I'm learning as I go, that there's a few things I need to clarify. So we'll hit on that. And then also, there's an amazing YouTube video that I listened to today. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's all about teens and mental health. And it's hands down the best interview I've listened to on the topic of children, mental health, nutrition. Fascinating, amazing, highly recommend. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So to start off with, so as far as Belly Brain goes, the things I wanted to clarify, one thing is that I did receive my my functional nutrition certification. But I've had some people ask me if I'm doing individual counseling. And I can do counseling. I'm certified to do that, but that's not, I don't have the time for that. Honestly, I have a full-time job as a realtor, and this is a side project of mine. So the idea for me in getting my certification was more that I wanted to feel qualified to bring this information to the belly brain community. And I also wanted to learn more myself. And I'd heard from a speaker, a motivational speaker a while ago, and he had said that the best time to share information with people is as you're learning it, because you're all kind of at the same level of understanding. And so I'm still learning every single day. I'm really excited about it. I do feel very qualified to bring the information to you and vet it for you. But, just know that this is an ongoing project, and I am learning every day. Someday, maybe I'll have the time to counsel people individually, but belly brain is really just all about spreading an awareness about that gut brain connection. So there's that. And then the other thing I wanted to clarify is that belly brain, I do not subscribe to one diet theory. I've had a couple of people share their health success stories with me, and they've had different diets. And I think the main thing that we can all agree on is that ultra processed foods need to be out of our diet, out of our food system. And that's the first big step that people can make to heal themselves and heal their guts and their bodies. But I want vegetarians, carnivore, pescatarians, vegans, paleo, whatever you're on, I want you to feel comfortable in the belly brain space. And I want to hear stories from all different people who are all different kinds of diets. I want to hear what's working for you. And so I just wanted to make that really clear. For me personally, just so you know, I follow more of a paleo lifestyle. I eat meat, and I do really, really well with it. My gut microbiome seems to really like meat. Now, other people, they can't tolerate it, just like some people can't tolerate dairy and other people can. Because again, in functional nutrition, it's not just about what you eat, it's about what your body does with what you eat. And we all have individual gut microbiomes that, that food affects differently. So I just wanted to really be clear on that, because I definitely want everybody to feel safe and included. And I don't want anybody to feel like I'm dissing their diet at all with what I do personally, because, we all know what works for us. I think the main thing to focus on is if you are on a specific diet, how does your gut feel? Does your gut feel good? Because if it doesn't, then maybe you need to be on a different diet, or you need to start taking some steps to rebuild your gut health. So that's a clarification on belly brain and what I'm trying to do. The next thing is I'd like to just touch on this book really quick. This is Your Brain on Food. I'll read to you kind of the prologue to it so you can get an idea of what this is all about. And for those of you who are listening, I'm kind of flipping through notes and looking at my book. So if you hear pages rattling, that's what's going on. Okay. This is Your Brain on Food, the definition book on how to eat for mental health from a go-to expert on the impact of food on the brain. Did you know that blueberries can help you cope with PTSD? That salami can cause depression, and that boosting vitamin D intake can help your anxiety? When it comes to diet, most people's concerns involve weight loss, fitness, cardiac health, cancer, and longevity. But what we eat affects more than our bodies. It also affects our brains. And recent studies have shown that diet can have a profound impact on mental health conditions ranging from ADHD to depression, anxiety, sleep disorders, OCD, dementia, and beyond. So Dr. Uma Naidoo is a board-certified psychiatrist, nutrition specialist, and professionally trained chef. I love to follow her. I follow her on Instagram, and there's a link on the Belly Brain website. If you go under Health Heroes, then you'll see there's links to the people that I follow, and she's on there. And because she's a chef, for those of you who love to cook, she's got some really fun recipes, really good ideas. In this book, again, I'm just going to hit the highlights because the idea is that I'll pull enough out of here that you'll want to check this out yourself. But some of the things that she covers, she really dives into the certain gut conditions for certain mental health disorders. So she breaks it down. There's a section that talks about the OCD gut. So what's going on in that situation? She also talks about the bipolar gut. She talks about people who have schizophrenia. What's going on in the guts of people who are going through that? She also she talks about mood stabilizing foods and supplements. She has a section where she talks about fermented foods for anxiety. I love fermented foods. I incorporate fermented foods into my diet every day. It's a great way to get probiotics in. She, speaking of probiotics, she goes over fighting depression with probiotics, calming an anxious gut. She speaks to foods that worsen the conditions of OCD, bipolar, and schizophrenia, and foods that can help. There's a section about, I'm sorry, I'm flipping through. I kind of thought I had my notes better organized. She talks about memory and foods that weaken our memory. And surprise, surprise, the Western diet plays a big role in that. And, with the fact that so many people that we love are suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's, that's something that would be good to learn a lot about. So just really good information. She has a list of soothing foods. She talks about fiber. There's chapter 3, anxiety, fermented foods, dietary fiber, and the tryptophan myth. So yeah, just really, really great information. And I think that it's hard to get everything out of what she's talking about. But I think if you check the book out or purchase it, you'll see that there's really a lot to learn here. And, I think the statements here from people who are supporting the book. Dr. Josh Axe, he is somebody that I follow as well. I think a lot of you have heard of him if you're kind of in the wellness space. He says, if you want to improve your cognitive function, mood, and mental health, read this book, exclamation point. And she also goes into her story. She had a cancer diagnosis. And so she goes into her story of how she really helped herself through that with food. And she kind of went back to her roots of how her family would cook and eat, and how she was really kind of, again, it's one of those, she's got a story of her own where she had success with it and wants to share that success with other people, but then backing it up with the fact that she's a psychiatrist and a nutritionist and a chef. That's like a triple threat. So definitely recommend this book. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to just really quickly, I did want to talk about that YouTube interview. So I'll have a link at my website, and I think I'm going to put it under the tab that says articles. I'll link that in there. I'm going to be sharing this on social media, the direct interview. It's a long interview, but it's worth it. So I'm sure you have a project this weekend you got to tackle, maybe taking down the tree, taking down the Christmas stuff. Put in your earbuds and put on this podcast, because whether or not, even if you don't have a teen or a child that's suffering from a mental health issue, this is just really good information we can all use. But this interview is between Cynthia Turlow, who's a nurse practitioner, and she has a YouTube channel, and the name's not coming to me right now, but you'll see it when you click on, when you look it up. But her interview is with Dr. Roseanne Capona Hodge, and she is a leading expert in pediatric mental health. And the thing about this interview that's so great is that these are two moms of teens who are also experts in their fields, and they're having this conversation and kind of incorporating the things that they're going through with their own teens and what they're doing and what works, without also backing that up with all the science that they have and all the knowledge that they have. And Cynthia takes questions from other people out there in the community, and most of them are moms, and they have very specific questions about things that they're going through with their kids, and they have really, really, really good answers. So if you don't listen to anything ever else from me, from Belly Brain, check out this interview. This might be just the most impactful thing that you've ever heard if you have a child or a teen that needs some help with their mental health. So definitely very, very, very worth it. Let's see. I think that's it for this week. I just kind of wanted to make sure that we talked a little bit about that book. But again, this interview is so impactful. And Cynthia does have a YouTube channel too, so she's a great one to follow if you're looking for some more people to add to your list to follow. And next week, I want to go over a little bit about brain energy. For those of you who can't see, I'm holding up Brain Energy by Dr. Chris Palmer. This is the book that started it all for me. I've talked about this book a couple times already. Just really amazing. Again, super impactful. I'll hit the high points with it. But again, you can purchase it at the website, or it's linked at the website, where you can purchase it at Amazon. And this is something we'll cover next week. So to wrap it up, I'd say the biggest thing is check out that YouTube video that I'm going to post. Also, I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and kind of trying to be on Spotify. It's taking me some time to get on there. But one way that you can really help me out is by liking and sharing what I'm posting, because I really do want to build this community. And also on my YouTube channel, I think I'm supposed to ask you to like and subscribe. I think that's how it grows. So if you can do that, that would be super helpful. But I would really, really love to just hear comments and questions. And also, again, the goal of this is to build up to do interviews with people who are in the health and wellness space. So I need to grow this. I need to grow this channel before I think anybody's going to want to interview with me. So help me out with that. And then if there's anybody that you think of that might be a good fit for a belly brain interview, please let me know. Okay, you guys, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.